The Boys has proven to be one of the best pieces of television produced within the last few years, bringing us some twisted analogues for many beloved, iconic superheroes. Homelander is just a messed up Superman, Stormfront is the twisted combo of Thor and Shazam, and Season 3 of the show is going to be bringing us Soldier Boy, the boys' version of Captain America, being played by Supernatural's Jensen Ackles. But what could this character bring to the table? With all of the craziness that we've seen throughout the show, especially during the last season, which got just a little bit out of hand. In this video, I'm going to give you a bit of insight into who the heck the Star-Spangled Man is on the page, and how that might translate to the show. So expect some comic origins and a bit of speculation. Okay, maybe a whole lot of speculation, since, you know, that's my favorite part of making videos like this. So sit back, relax, and let's dive right into it. So who exactly is Soldier Boy? And how did he wind up as a superhero? Well, honestly, if you know the backstory of Marvel's Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, then you pretty much know the gist of it, since the two characters are incredibly similar, even sharing basically the same powers and proclivity towards using a shield. See, back during World War II, both the Germans and the Americans were in a sort of race to develop super beings first. This resulted in the creation of a handful of supes, including Soldier Boy, and as we learned on the TV show as well, everyone's favorite, most reviled lightning-throwing hero, I'm using some pretty big air quotes here in case you can't tell, Stormfront. Seen here looking a bit more, well, like a dude than the version that we've seen on the show. Now, that isn't the only connection the character has to Stormfront. The Super Soldier and Stormfront were members of a team known as the Avenging Squad, which would later go on to become the team known as Payback, the Boys Universe's version of the Avengers. Hey, would you look at that? Yet another Captain America connection. You want to know one way in which Soldier Boy differs from Cap, though? Unlike Cap, Soldier Boy isn't much of a tactician, as shown by when he made an ill-advised call back during World War II that led to German forces discovering the location of a US camp, which caused the death of not only numerous troops, but also a few members of the squad, including Soldier Boy himself. Yeah, unlike Stormfront, who appears to be immortal or something, Soldier Boy isn't ageless. In fact, the name Soldier Boy doesn't refer to just one person, but actually 3 separate heroes across the years, culminating in the final one, who meets his end at the hands of Billy Butcher during the comics. But that's all in the comics. What do you know about the character in the show? Well, at this point, not a lot. There was a scene in Season 2 where Edgar was talking about the history of Vought and mentioned some of the early heroes taking out Germans by the dozens, all while Oppenheimer was working on the bomb.
Heroes, like Soldier Boy, killing Germans by the dozen.
So there was at least somewhat of a confirmation that the basic groundwork exists for the character to have a similar origin to his comic counterpart. Not guaranteeing that he will, but, you know, it's now an option. Outside of that, though, we can't say anything for sure in regards to how Soldier Boy will appear on screen. We don't even know for sure if he'll be the leader, or even a member, of the team that Stormfront was a part of before joining the Seven. But that is where I come in swinging with my wild and wacky speculation. Now, looking at the current state of the Seven on the show, it makes sense why Vought may want to bring up heroes such as Soldier Boy to the big leagues. Cause, you know, there aren't really 7 of them anymore, with some of its members either being branded as traitors, out on sabbatical, or just straight up dead. So the company needs heroes, if for branding reasons more than anything. And since Stormfront was such a popular addition to the team during Season 2, perhaps Edgar would think it would be best to bring up another member of Payback. Or, you know, maybe not so much. They might actually want to distance themselves from Stormfront a little bit, considering what happened there at the end. Although maybe they'll bring in Soldier Boy to kind of rebuild that image, since he is just so very much, you know, stars and stripes forever, yay, go America. Be a lot harder to sell him as a, well, you know. Or perhaps another hero that was connected to World War II. And boy, is Soldier Boy connected to that bygone era. Even though the modern Soldier Boy is, well, just that, a modern person, in the comics, the character still speaks in old-timey ways, throwing out phrases like golly gee or gee willikers. And his innocence doesn't just apply to the way he speaks. The character in the comics is super ignorant to the darker side of the world, being completely unaware of the depravity that pretty much all of the other heroes take part in. If his TV show counterpart shares this trait with the comic version, I could see someone like Homelander using this ignorance to his advantage, manipulating Soldier Boy to turn him into a weapon against the boys. Or, here's a thought, what if we take that idea and flip it on its head? What if instead of Homelander manipulating Soldier Boy into doing some pretty straight up evil stuff, what if Billy and the crew get to him first, and instead turn him into an unknowing ally against Vought? Honestly, of these two possibilities, I'm probably gonna lean more towards Homelander and Vought using Soldier Boy for their own ends, as it seems easier and could make for a much more interesting character arc to have him realize part of the way through the season that the true bad guys in the boys is not the titular team, but the people who have made the world think that they are the heroes. While that kind of sounds like a rehash of Starlight's Season 1 arc, how cool would it be to see this kind of thing go down again? Further building up the boys' stable of superpowered allies. Though, let's be honest, based off of how we've seen things go on the show, odds are that Soldier Boy would learn the truth just in time to be jibbed by a blast from Homelander's heat vision. Or, he's gonna show up for like an episode or two, then bite it just to further emphasize just how messed up this world is, just like we saw with Lamplighter. But I personally feel like the casting of Jensen Ackles, a rather large fan favorite actor, coupled with how big of a deal they made it on social media about the fact that he is going to be playing the character during Season 3, it kind of seems unlikely that he won't at least have an impact on the plot of the series moving forward. Either way, it'll be interesting to see how the showrunners are planning to utilize a character from the comics that is not only just a blatant homage to Captain America, but also one that didn't exactly have that big of an impact on the comics. Though if we can say anything about The Boys on Amazon, it is definitely that the show has done a good job of subverting what fans of the comics thinks is gonna happen. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a character who is nothing like the one that we see on the page. I mean, they've already gave us a gender-swapped Stormfront, so at this point, really anything is possible. Also, before we go, can we talk about the fact that it's sort of funny that Jensen Ackles is playing Soldier Boy of all characters? For those of you who don't know, Ackles actually auditioned for the part of Captain America. Yeah, like the Captain America. However, Marvel decided to go with Chris Evans, but that wasn't the end of the story as far as Ackles in the MCU. Apparently, him and Marvel entered into talks about him possibly playing the part of Hawkeye, but because of, everything with Supernatural and all that going on, Ackles didn't take that part. So it's very possible that we could have seen Ackles as Captain America, and I guess The Boys is giving us the closest version of that we might get. What do you think? Are you excited to see Ackles as Soldier Boy during Season 3 of The Boys? And how do you think he'll fit into all of the madness? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And while you're down there, why not consider subscribing to ScreenRant for more awesome videos just like this one? Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.